In this video, we're going to talk about finding ratios from word problems. So there's 3 steps to finding a ratio from a word problem. The first is what I call setting up the fraction of units. So we're going to set up our ratio like a fraction, but we want to make sure we put the right thing on the top and the right thing on the bottom. So we'll set up this fraction of units. That will make more sense when we go through the example. Then we're going to find the counts that we need and put them in the right place. Our fraction of units will help us do that. And then finally, we're going to reduce the fraction with our calculator to make sure that it is the smallest fraction that it can be. So let's take a look at a couple of sample problems here. So in this first problem, a team won 22 games and lost 11 games. What is the ratio of games won to games played? So this is what I mean by our ratio of units. We want to put games won on the top, and we want to put games played on the bottom. That helps us make sure that we put the right numbers in the right place. So now let's do another fraction with the numbers. And first, we're looking for the number of games won. That was 22 from the word problem. So we put 22 on the top of our fraction. And then on the bottom, we need the number of games played. But the word problem didn't quite give us that directly. It told us the number of games that were won and the number of games that were lost. But we can find the number of games that were played by adding those two numbers. The number of games played, 22, plus 11 is 33. So that's what we need to put on the bottom of our fraction. So we start out with 22 over 33, or 22 to 33. But if we reduce this in our calculator, we're going to find out that this reduces to the fraction 2 over 3. Now there's 3 forms of a ratio. We can express it like a fraction, like that, or we could say 2 colon 3, or we could say 2 and the word 3. All of those would be acceptable answers to that question. Let's move over to question 2. Guests ordered the following dinners for a wedding reception. What was the ratio of steak dinners to total dinners? So the thing that comes first, steak dinners, goes on the top. So we'll say steak. And the thing that comes second, total dinners, comes second. So we put that on the bottom, total. And then we find our quantities. The number of steak dinners was 50. That's right here. And we don't know the total yet, but we can add up all of these numbers and put the total right down here. 80 plus 50 is 130. 130 plus 20 is 150 total dinners. So 150 goes on the bottom. And then we remember to reduce this with our calculator. And that gives us the fraction 1 over 3. So we could also say 1 colon 3 or 1, 2, 3. All right, that's it for this video. Go ahead and try the 10 practice problems. If you struggle with those a little bit, feel free to come back and watch this video again and redo those 10 problems and see if you do better the second time.